What up, doggies? So, we are about to embark on a footy mission here. We're gonna walk a lot. I mean, I mapped it out where I want to walk round trip will be close to 8 miles. I don't know if we're gonna end up doing that or not, but we got some walking ahead of us. It has been raining non-stop in Florida. Like, it has been so unbelievably frustrating. It just has not stopped raining, and so most of the fishing has to be done in the morning, which whatever, it's not a bad thing, but the afternoons have been very unproductive. But with a lot of rain comes running water from opening spillways and whatnot. So we're gonna walk around, try to find some running culvert pipes, running spillways, any moving water, and throw some baits on them. I have a box of baits that I loaded up right here bringing, but what I'm most excited about throwing right here is a Ketchco Triton Lake Buka baby bullshad. All right, I know that's a mouthful. This video is actually sponsored by Ketchco, and they sent me a few of these baits right here. This is a baby bullshad. Now, if you've heard of a bullshad before, I wouldn't be surprised. They're like a legendary giant bass bait, but imagine this 5 times this size. They make like 8 or like 7 to 9 inch bullshads that are like huge, handcrafted, and each one is almost close to $100, or like 70 to 90 bucks. And what Ketchco has done, they've actually teamed up with Mike Buka and have made a really realistic purchasable one for anyone to buy to fish for bass and snook and anything like that, and they look mighty fine. So we're gonna be throwing this around a lot today. I would love to catch some fish on it, and I think that'll work. That's a golden shiner right there, and I have another one in bone. I think these baits are gonna crush today if we find some moving water. We're gonna pack up, get the backpack on, start walking. He already saw us, but maybe he'll still want to eat. We just walked up to the spot. You can tell I'm sweating a little bit. Walked probably about 1.5 miles maybe. This is so whack. Like, directly in front of me, I see a Mayan cichlid, a spotted tilapia, a Placo catfish, a largemouth bass, and a sand perch, or a striped mohara is what they're called. It is insane. I will not be surprised if in a few moments we see a big giant snook or something cruising by. I'm gonna throw my GoPro on the chest real quick and really start fishing here, because we just walked up. If you can tell, sweating a little bit. It is a hot day here in Florida, and doesn't help wearing a big giant 20-pound backpack full of fishing gear and camera gear. We're gonna roll this bullshad around the spillway here and see if we can find a see if we can find a bass or a snook. My first cast, I managed to hook some grass. Isn't that impressive? Oh, there's a bass right there, right next to the bank. Little one, though, but that was cool. All right. First fish on the baby bullshad. Not a huge fish, but gotta start somewhere. We're looking for some big bass. It's pretty gnarly back there. If you look, he's got a big old poke in him that looks like probably a heron or an egret tried to spear him, would be my guess, or a cormorant. But he seems to be doing well. He ate that like right against the bank. I'm hoping we can just stick an absolute stud on this swim bait. There is no reason a 5-pound, 8-pound bass, anything in between there, won't eat this thing. Or a big giant snook might eat it too, which I think I'd be more excited about that. Oh my God! Like a 40-inch snook just came up and tried to eat a mullet right against the bank right here. Oh my Lord, I hope you can see that in the GoPro. That is what we're looking for. Oh my Lord, he just shot up in like a foot of water chasing a bait. That is epic. That's terrifying. Oh, like that was a good snook, and to be back here in this tiny little freshwater canal, that just got me like freaking out. What's pretty cool about this swim bait as well is that you can kind of throw it on pretty simple gear. It's not like you don't need a big giant extra heavy 7'6" swim bait rod with a big giant 300 size reel on it. Like right now I'm throwing this little swim bait on just my setup that I basically use to throw jigs sometimes, and even some heavier Texas rigs or spinner baits. Just 15-pound fluorocarbon on here and a medium heavy rod. Like you don't have to have this like monstrous swim bait setup to throw swim bait, you know, because I think that's what puts a lot of people off about swim bait fishing, is that, you know, it costs $500 to get like an okay swim bait setup, where with this it's actually just throwing it on my regular gear that I use all the time. That was freaking 2 tarpon that just rolled right there. Literally a double tarpon. There tarpon goes right there. I've seen like 6 or 7 tarpon roll now. So you can come over and take it. So once you do, throw it out. And just like twitch it like that, and you let it sit for a second, twitch it. And if it's like splashing at the surface, it's not a bad thing. Oh my gosh, I just got broken off by tarpon right there. Freaking sick, dog. Okay, so far, 1 bass on the baby bull shad, broke off a tarpon on a fluke. And other than that, seen some small bass, seen some huge snook, seen a handful of tarpon, but we're about to take a walk down to the next spot and see if maybe the fishing's a little more active there. And we'll probably make a return here because there's a lot of fish. They just don't seem to be biting. It is also 1 in the afternoon right now, and it is like unbelievably hot out, so I'm not super surprised. Maybe as it gets a little bit later, the bite might turn on, but we're gonna move, find some more moving water, and hopefully find some fish. There's gonna be fish. They'd be right here. Is that a fish? I think right when that landed, something good ate it. It's a good fish. Not as big as I thought. Okay, he just was in that current and it ripped out a ton of line. Oh, he just pulled off right there. There he goes. He's just sitting right there in the shallows. He came off, so. Oh, we found some fish. Literally, my swim bait hit the water and it got eaten. It was probably like a 3-pound bass. There was a moment there, though, where he hit that current line, where it's like ripping out and turns sideways in it, and it felt huge because all of a sudden it just started ripping out line. Oh, there's a fish. Nice. I was just ripping that swim bait through that current line. Oh, it's a little snook. Hell yeah. That is what we're hoping. That is sick. Oh my gosh. In the exact same spot, a bass and a snook. That is epic. He's not very big, but that's really cool. That's awesome. I thought it was a bass the entire way till it got right next to the bank. That right there is a little fat snook. It is awesome to be catching one of these because to me, they're the most reminiscent of a largemouth bass. You see they're very similar in body size in comparison, and they're a little taller than most snook, and that's why they call them fat snook, and they got a big fat round eye. We'll release him. That is what I was hoping to accomplish today. Obviously, it's much smaller than some of the big snook we're seeing earlier, but I really was hoping that we could catch largemouth bass and snook. And we've also hooked a tarpon. But don't be fooled. We're fishing in like 100% fresh water. When it rains a lot, even just always, but especially when it rains a lot, snook, tarpon, redfish, they will push super, super far inshore and come up the spillways and eat minnows and baby bass, mosquito fish, little tilapia, little bluegill, anything. They come up in here and they're top dog, and they're just gonna get up in here and eat whatever they want. It would be really cool to hook a big one though. Oh God. The rocks move. It's a tough day. Oh geez, gosh. It's a gar. All right, we're just catching everything on the baby bull shed. I was not even paying attention. I was literally letting my bait sit there completely still, and He came up and ate it. Oh, this is gonna end well for me. You know, there's some sharp hooks on this thing when it keeps a gar hook. Little gar right there. So, got a bass, snook, and a gar so far on this bull shad. Doing well for an awful time to be fishing. It's doing exceptional. All right, caught a fish on the baby bull shad. Caught snook, 2 bass. Well, a bass and almost landed a second. Ooh, there's a fish right here. Crap. Oh my gosh! I just got hammered right next to the bank. Good Lord. Anyways, I was about to say is I put on a swim bait just to try on the spillway, and we're gonna go back to throwing the baby bull shad once we move, but I figured I caught 2 fish on it here. I'll move to something that sinks a little bit and try. I just got hit twice in a row. There's a fish. I don't know if it's any big or not. I let that swim bait sink right in the current. It's a pretty good sized bass, actually. Oh, stay down. Dude, he's peeling drag on me. What do we got? Dude, this bass is staying down. He's not huge, but he's good. Let's see if we can get him. This is kind of awesome. Today has been really like brutal slow. And to come finally find where the fish are at and start catching them has been really nice. Oh. And that, my friends, is not a bad bass right there. Oh. About a, I don't know, 2-pounder. He's a long fish, really skinny though. There's a big fish. Maybe not huge, but ooh, what the hell is that? Just a nice largemouth. That is awesome. Basically in the same exact spot, doing the same exact thing. I threw that bait back there, let it sink, and he just hammered it while it was dropping. Boom. Boom. That is bass 3 of the day. It is nice to finally be catching some fish after starting out pretty slow. But I think we figured it out. It's probably another solid, like he's probably just right, pinching on 2 pounds maybe. Just flop them in. Awesome. Whew. It's been a brutal day, and to finally like find the spot, find the fish, find that they want to eat a few different swim baits, crush them on the bull shad, throw some swim baits and get bit. It's very relieving, honestly. I have a feeling this should work ridiculously well. Just put a creature bait on a Ned rig here. Throw it up along this backside right in this current, let that drift up in there. I would Texas rig it or throw it on a jig if I had brought any with me. I, for some reason, have a Ned rig with me though, so whatever. There's a good fish. Oh, it's a bowfin. Dude, it's a huge bowfin. I feel like I just pulled something in my abdominal setting the hook into that thing. Holy mudfish. Oh my gosh. We've caught everything you can catch. I can't even speak. That is a huge bowfin. Oh my Lord. What the heck? We've caught just about everything there is to catch in these little canals and around some spillways in Florida here. Need a tarpon and we've just about done it all. Gosh, let's see how I managed to hold this thing. This is like a 6-pound bowfin. Holy jeez. This is by far the biggest mudfish I've ever caught in my life. For those of you who've never caught a bowfin, they're just about next to impossible to hold. Holy crap. That is a monstrous mudfish right there. Well, there goes the mudfish. We took a photo of them first because I knew those things are impossible to hold. And we tried to hold them out of the water a few times and just, gosh, that thing was impossible to hold. If you've never caught one before, it's basically like trying to hold an eel, and they have big sharp teeth on them so you can't lip them, and they are so slimy, and they have the scales of a gar. So there's like nowhere really to hold them. So I was like trying to get my hand up underneath his gill plate, and that was just not going super well. But that was a PB bowfin. If you're ever trying to keep track of those things, that was insane. Now, I was gonna say it earlier, I'm sure I'll get some comments being like, that was a snakehead, dude. You just let go of a snakehead. It's not a snakehead. It's not. There's a bunch of different differences between them. So learn the difference between a bowfin and a snakehead. Bowfins are completely native. They've lived in Florida forever. They are one of the most prehistoric looking fish, and they actually have, similar to gar and tarpon, they have an air bladder as well that they can come up and gulp air off the surface, and they can live in some of the dingiest stuff. That thing was a swamp monster. That thing was disgusting, but beautiful at the same time. Okay. I don't really know what to say. It's been a really weird day. Caught some largemouth bass, caught a snook, caught a gar, caught just a monster-sized snakehead. Look, I just did it. A monster-sized bowfin. It has been all over the place. I guess I'm gonna retie, throw out this little spillway a few more times, maybe revisit the big one where we initially started, see if we can find some fish there, and then probably call it a day, because soon enough a thunderstorm's probably gonna roll in on us here. That was great. That was weird, but that was great. We have returned to the spillway. We're gonna throw here probably, I don't know, 20-30 minutes and then call it a day. There's some storms moving in towards us, which thankfully it's made it feel really nice, but unfortunately it's gonna cut our fishing time. But I feel like we've done pretty darn well fishing some small spillways. I really didn't have like super huge hopes for today. I was like, maybe we'll catch, you know, a bass or two, and maybe we'll catch a snook, but instead we've caught like so many different species, and it's been pretty epic, honestly. There's a fish, or a stick fish. I'm killing it, dude. Just really ending today on a high note. Oh, no, I did in fact have a bass on, and he wrapped me on a stick. All right, I think that will be the last cast, because we got some serious stormage rolling in behind us. All right, we're done. It is hotter than a mother. We got a big giant storm rolling in on us, and I'm very thirsty and very hot, and we've caught a ton of fish. I don't think ever in my life I've had a day where I've caught that many different species when fishing in fresh water. Let me see if I can list it off and make sure I don't forget anything. Largemouth bass, snook, a gar, hooked a tarpon, caught a bowfin. Anything else? I don't know if there's anything else. I don't think there is. But, you know, if we wanted to, we could have goofed around. We could have caught 5 different types of cichlids, could have caught brim, this and that. I mean, it was epic. Saw a big giant snook. I mean, totally crazy for fishing in fresh water, and multi-species days are always really, really fun. If you guys think that I should come back here but bring some gear to catch some of these live cichlids and then use them for live bait and try to catch some tarpon and big snook on live cichlids, drop a like and leave a comment below so I know you guys would be interested in that. Whew, great day, some great fishing. It was tough. Hard conditions, brutal hot sun, but it's all part of the fun of living in South Florida, I guess. Make sure you guys go check the link down below for Catchco for the Mike Bucca Baby Bull Shad. It is an absolute dime, and I guarantee you they're probably not gonna stay on the shelves very quick. I think they are probably one of the most versatile baits you can throw. We caught snook, we caught bass on them, caught a gar on them. and they would work for Jack. You could probably get tarpon to eat them. Anything in saltwater and freshwater is going to eat that little bull shad. They are a money bait, and they're not very expensive at all. I'll put a link down below if you guys go check it out. And big thanks Catch Co for sponsoring the video. Big thanks to you guys for watching the video. We are done. We got a couple of miles to walk back to the truck. Hopefully we don't get caught in the storm, but that's it. I appreciate you guys. Until the next video, see ya.